I was always told that I can only be a vase. But they didn't know I stay at a bilge where I can't enjoy the sea in order to study the ships. I was born so fragile that my body will be smashed easily to pieces if my owner is careless. I once envied Silk very much. She had been oasis, seen snow mountains, explored the mountain basin, plain desert. I expect to have a look where she once walked. She is so light that both human and animal can send her far away. Much later, the overland route that Silk traveled was called the Overland Silk Road. At the time, it was Tang Dynasty. One day, Afu told me she saw wooden junks on the coast. I had the slightest idea that sea had closely connected with my fate. The junk was rocked on the waves and could be overturned at any time. As time passed, people noticed me. I grew up hearing people say on the other side of the mountain was the sea, but I had never seen it. That day was a sunny day. From the moment I saw it, the journey by sea began. The junk was big, companions were many, and I was happy. Beyond my expectation, we were asked to stay in the bottom, treated as a ballast. In the pitch dark, I couldn't see my companions but felt we were huddling together, down and disappointed. Why did we have to suffer this just because we were fragile and not as light as silk? Eventually, the junk sailed smoothly, but I wanted to go back. I wanted Afu. I didn't know how long we floated on the sea. After all, we arrived in a strange place and they called it Japan. Anyway, I saw the sun again. People who created me didn't value me. In Japan, they viewed me as treasure. I was a distinguished guest of Japanese imperial family, high officials, and noble lords. I often smelled the fragrance of tea and perceived the temperature of water. In the course of time, I became a part of Japanese Sado. 180 days later, the ship set out from Quanzhou port for the rest of the world. My companions wrote to me from Southeast Asia, saying that the journey was full of obstacles, and that the coast was tortuous, the tide was rough, and was plagued by monsoons and typhoons. Fortunately, they made it to Southeast Asia. There were bananas forests spread all over, and people used leaves of Japanese bananas as balls. Since their arrival there, they have met with food every day, and from then on, people no longer use banana leaves as balls. I received more letters. Once upon a time, people living in the Middle East could not tell if their food was poisonous or not, and was nervous all day long. Later, people put porcelain on the table. It is believed that the porcelain can identify the toxicity of food. It doesn't matter if it breaks. They make trays of gold and stick the pieces together. Floors serve each other differently. It can also be good things. Hua Wai ceramic told me that when she arrived to Europe, we were far apart. She was very popular there. People called her Marco Polo ceramic, and even acclaimed her as Chinese white. I am very glad about this. I always thought that if I hadn't had the experience of being as ballast, I wouldn't be what I am now. My memory is wet and full of seawater. I feel, because of the sea, that my life as the abandoned porcelain is finally entering a brilliant stage now.